Guys, welcome back to another video. I'm sorry I haven't been uploading in a while. I kind of went out of time to record videos, but now I'm back. In this video, I'm in Roblox Studio, and I'm going to be showing you guys how you can make a main menu with a keybind. So, what I mean by, I'm going to show you guys what I've currently made before recording this video, so I can make this video. So, what I'm going to be making, what I've done, is this button down here. If you press it, it disappears. The button will also disappear. You press resume, like that. Now, some people hate having to move their mouse over to here just to press it to open the menu, and people much prefer to have a keybind. In this video, we're going to be looking at how we can do that. So, this is the script right here, and I'm going to make this visible so you guys can see. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this, like that. And now, we need a variable up here. Virtual user input service equals game get service user input service. And now, user input service dot input but down connect function input. And now this input this is a variable that we can use, and this is basically defaulted. If you don't do colon, then if you don't do a colon identifying as a player or whatever, then it will automatically identify as an input object, so that is what it's saved as in the function. Now, what we need to do now is if input.keycode equals enum.keycode, and then now you guys can put in whatever you want. I'm going to put in M for menu, and then what we can do now, frame.visible equals not frame.visible. Some people don't understand this. So here, frame.visible means returns true. So frame.visible is the value we are changing, and we're changing it to the to not frame.visible. Now, if we were changing it to frame.visible, then that means we are changing it to what it's currently at. But if it's currently true, like this is a boolean value, this will return a boolean value. So if this here is true, if range.visible is currently true, then it's going to be returned not true, so false. But if range.visible is currently false, then it will say not false, so true. And that is basically how you do it for user input service. If I press play to test this out, I can indeed see that it is working. I can seamlessly switch with the M key, and just to prove to you guys that I'm pressing the M key, I'm going to do Control Shift Windows Control O, and that's going to open an on-screen keyboard. Now if I press M, and guys, as you guys can hear, a sound effect when I press it, like that, and then tab does all of that stuff, Escape will do that, and then the keybind that we just made, like that, and that is basically the entire thing. And now this button here does not work. So what we can do is we can do this. We can get rid of the button like that, and we can also get rid of the button like this. And the menu is going to default frame.visible equals false, so we can change it when you first load in. There we go. And I can now do this. And of course when you press resume it will not work, so we do need to fix that because it was working before. Resume, mouse button, one connect function, and then frame.visible equals false. You do not need to do a not frame.visible, you can just type in false, because you will only be able to click this when the value is true. So you do have to change it to false if that is the case. You can basically click that, or you can press M, given they use an option between this and all of this. These two I have not scripted because they are not to do with this video. And basically the user input service is like this. So user input service dot, and you can do this, and you can scroll through this, and you can see when all of this, you can see all of the functions available with user input servers, like VR enabled. And this is a brilliant value which indicates whether the user is using a virtual reality headset, which is very cool. And you can also do console. Actually, you can't. There's probably something to do with console in here. And then mouse enabled. And describes whether the user's device has a mouse available. Mouse icon enabled. And basically, some of these touch enabled device describes whether the user's device has a touchscreen. Technically, you can't use this to detect whether you're mobile. If your laptop is a touchscreen, then that will trigger all of that touch tap. So now, and you can use this to detect what device a player is using as well, technically. But I prefer to use run service for that, so I wouldn't recommend doing it with this. And then gamepad connected, so this will detect whether there's a gamepad, but not necessarily whether they're on console, just whether they have a controller plugged in. And that's what Bloxroot uses to have console available and to allow for console users. And that, guys, is basically the entire script. If you guys need the script, it is here. And I'm basically going to um, end the video here because that is the user input service for keybinds on the main menu. And you can use this for any GUI. If you have any questions about this, then let me know in the comment section and I'll help you out. And perhaps I can make a YouTube short for you guys. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.